waiting to see what y'all men reactions now gonna be. You feel me? Deontay Kyle said that, dudes out here basically trapping women with babies. And we know that's the case. Y'all know that that's happening, but I wonder how y'all gonna try to spin it now.
Baby, even though he told you not to keep that baby, now you sitting at home crying. He told you he didn't want the baby, now you forced to raise a child on your own.
We don't got to spin it at all. We gonna debunk this with pure logic. Let's get into it. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Rome, back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, hope you subscribe. So yes, Deontay Kyle, the newest panda bear on the scene himself, is at it again. This time he is over here saying that men are trapping women with babies, and this has got to be the most emotional and illogical argument that I've ever heard, especially when it's coming from a man. Because men typically think a little bit more logical than women. So, God, man. I'm gonna get into my thoughts on this, but first I'm gonna share what the brother in the intro had to say about this, and then I'm gonna have my response as well as other people responding as well. Especially, I want y'all to hear what is his name again? The Quranic. Damn, I don't want to butcher that brother's name, but y'all will recognize him when y'all know who I'm talking about. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
I'm just waiting to see what y'all men reactions now gonna be. You feel me? Deontay Kyle said that, dudes out here basically trapping women with babies. And we know that's the case. Y'all know that that's happening, but I wonder how y'all gonna try to spin it now. Y'all gonna try to flip. The women be trapping men with babies, bro, to get child support and blah, blah, blah. Man, let me tell you something. Y'all dudes on TikTok, this is not happening too. There may be a section of women that's going after a certain type of man with money. It is not you dudes on TikTok that be screaming at women on panels. Y'all trying to compare yourselves to these dudes with resources. You ain't got no resources, so please stop the cap. But however, we know about dudes that will poke holes in the protection to try to get a woman pregnant. We know about dudes that be like, "Oh, she fine. I might have to put a baby in her," or something like that. Y'all have heard that type of stuff before. As a matter of fact, women have exposed men. I mean, men in a DMs before they even start talking about, "Oh, I can't even mess with you. Shoot, I'm gonna have to get you pregnant." That's a mindset that a lot of men have. So I wonder, y'all gonna say he lying this time? Everything pandering? Y'all dudes just don't like that men like Deontay Kyle be coming out and saying how it is, and he not gonna lie. Y'all want him to lie. Y'all want him to paint men to just be these good people. Hell no, men. Yeah, I know what it is. Y'all just don't like men that call out men and basically hold other men accountable. Cause y'all love to talk about women and accountability and all that BS. But when it comes to men, boy, I'm telling you, it's like water to a cat. Every time anybody critiques us men in general, y'all be like this. We can't take accountability. Oh no, he's calling us out on our BS. It's like water to a cat every time, bro. Every time, bro. Anyway, what y'all reaction gonna be this time?
I don't have to spin it. I'm going to respond with logic and stats. And I'm sick and tired of regurgitating these stats. So I'm going to show you this video quickly just so that way y'all understand why men get so triggered when y'all want to have this conversation all the fucking time. Check this out real quick. Yeah, playing the NPC music been long overdue. And if you an OG watcher, you know why I played that shit. Because we keep having this conversation over and over again, and I'm really, really getting sick of it. What is the deal? What is the deal with all these women that want to have these micro arguments and try to turn them macro? Why do y'all always want to argue the exception and act like it's the rule? This is the shit that pisses me off with women, bro. 16% of men are responsible for all these women getting pregnant in the black community. But yet we got to sit over here and, oh, y'all don't like it when men hold other men accountable. The only men that are clapping back are the men that are holding each other accountable. That's the part that y'all don't get. 16%. And this is just me. In my personal opinion, you want to know the real reason why these women complain about this shit so much is because the 16% of men that are responsible for those 80%, those are the men that they really desire. Those are the men that they really want, whether they got money or not. That's why. So the other 54% of single men that are childless, they want us to hold those men accountable instead of choosing out of the 54% that are actually being responsible and not having any fucking kids. Do you not see how fucking retarded that is? And yeah, I said it because I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of this shit. And then let's disregard the stats for a second. Just looking at it from a logical perspective, if women are the ones that are screaming out my body, my choice, then who are you to sit over here and point the finger at men for having these children? That's why I played the intro with Brandon Jamal at the beginning. Because in a lot of these situations, these men are telling these women that they don't want to be a father or have children. See, y'all don't want to talk about that part. Y'all don't want to talk about the part that 40% of men that are getting DNA tested are finding out that these children aren't theirs. That 40% is a lot higher than 16 last time I checked. I got straight A's in math, so you ain't gonna sit over here and try to spin that on me, right? Fuck out of here, man. And yes, he is a panderer. It ain't about just holding men accountable. It ain't about, oh, he's just holding men accountable. No, he's fucking pandering. Because he over here making these same exception arguments just like the fucking women do. Sick of this shit, man.
Anyway, what y'all reaction gonna be this time?
Let's get into it. There's a video going around where a brother says he's waiting to see what men's reaction is going to be. He's referencing a statement from Deontay Kyle talking about how some men trap women with babies. Now, before I get into the breakdown, I want to make something crystal clear right now. If you're a man out here lying, manipulating, or intentionally trying to impregnate women to trap them, you're moving in complete darkness. You're weak, you're predatory, and it ain't masculine. That's your ego in heat. And that's the kind of behavior that brings curses into your bloodline and not blessings. And if you get a woman pregnant on purpose without her knowledge or consent, I hope you get called out, exposed, held accountable, and corrected by men with real integrity. That's step one. But let me tell you what we not going to do. What we not going to do is take the behavior of a small segment of reckless, manipulative men and use that to paint everyday working class black men on social media as if we all operate like that. It ain't truth. It ain't justice. It's lazy, emotionally driven generalizations disguised as accountability. So let's deal with the facts and not feelings here. Yes, some men trap women. No, that's not new. But the question is, which men? Because the way this man delivered his message, it felt less like he was calling out predators and more like he was trying to take shots at average brothers online who simply speaking from their own experiences, frustrations, and trauma. And this is where the fake balance gets exposed in his statement. He said, it's not y'all dudes on TikTok screaming at women on panels. Y'all don't have resources. Exactly. Exactly. So if those men don't have money, clout, or legal leverage, if they don't have status, control, or social power, then riddle me this. How exactly are they trapping women again?
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
That nigga got a point.
Trapping them into what exactly? Because you need power to build a trap. And if you have no power, then you ain't trapping anybody. You just messy and reckless, just like the women you sleep with. So right there, the logic doesn't even hold weight. And here's what people won't say out loud. Most of the men who get talked about like this, they're not strategic manipulators. They're just emotionally undisciplined, sexually impulsive, and spiritually untrained. They don't plan to trap anybody. They just think with their lower self. And then when the consequences show up, they freeze. And guess what? That exact same thing applies to a lot of women. Because we can sit here and act like it's always these evil, scheming men. But let's be honest. How many women do we know who've lied about being on birth control? Who've poked holes in condoms themselves? Had a kid hoping it would keep a man? Or saw a child as a security plan? Don't act brand new. This is what people forget. The moment you say some women trap men, people scream deflection. But when you say some men trap women, people call it truth. That ain't balance. That's confirmation bias with a moral filter on top of it. You can't claim to stand on accountability when your whole platform is built on selective outrage. Here's what real book smart accountability looks like. You call out anybody, male or female, who weaponizes reproduction. You don't generalize the 80% based off the actions of 20. Understand that recklessness and emotional immaturity exist on both sides of the spectrum. And stop using online moral speeches as a way to shame men who've done nothing but speak up about the dysfunction they've been on the receiving end of. Because you know what happens when men talk about being baby trapped? People love to say, you're just broke. You should have wrapped it up. You lying. She wouldn't trap you. And that right there, that's the same dismissive energy that women get mad at when men say, why were you wearing that? You knew who he was before you slept with him. You picked the wrong one. So let's not be hypocrites. And let's bring it home spiritually, since I've heard him say he's a Christian. The Bible says the soul who sins shall die. The son shall not bear the guilt of the father. Ezekiel 18:20. Meaning if I didn't do it, don't throw it on me. You don't get to make me guilty just because I'm a man. That's spiritual slander. God doesn't even assign guilt that way, so why should I accept yours? Bible also says a false balance is an abomination to the Lord. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 1. So when you talking like you promoting truth, but your scale only weighs men and never women, God isn't pleased with that. You might win the internet for the day, but you lose righteousness in the process. Because this is bigger than men versus women. This is about how we handle what's true. The real issue isn't whether some men trap women. The issue is when people use the sins of some to shame all. The issue is when you twist a valid critique into a general smear. The issue is when you expect men to be silent so you can sound righteous in a clip. So here's where I stand with it. Hold men accountable. Absolutely. But hold yourself to that same standard. And if you're going to come for brothers, make sure you aim with truth and not what's trendy. Because if you keep swinging with these wild ass generalizations, don't get mad when real men block it with scripture, strategy, and truth. Because we don't run from accountability. We do run from lies. Peace.
Thank you. Thank you, bro. Quranic Tip, I believe, is the name of that brother's tag and channel if you want to check him out. The first time I reacted to him, I left, I believe I tagged him and left the link to the original video that I was reacting to the first time I reacted to him, man. So y'all should definitely check that out. It's from like I want to say about a week ago or so. But he's 100% correct. He basically shared the same sentiments that I've said. Women literally argue the exception to the rule and they try to apply it to everybody as if it's like a general thing. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing with the essay, um, man versus bear. Like, all these conversations are centered around a small group of people that are contributing to the things that they complaining about. But then they want to get upset when men respond in a way that they don't like, because y'all want us to respond the same way Deontay Kyle and his other brother responded, when in reality we know that most men are not doing this shit. We know this. Point blank, period. That's why I don't understand why so many women can hate RP content, because we literally be telling men, wrap up, watch who you sleep with, protect your seed. Where do you think the saying protect your seed comes from? It comes from this type of content. And trust me, I'm like, I know, bruh, it's plenty of brothers that watch me that are childless. I remember one time I did a video a while back, and I was asking people that watched me, bro. It was dozens upon dozens of men that was watching me, hundreds even, that were saying that they were childless, all the way from their 20s all the way up to my age, and some even older. So like, let's cut the crap. It ain't like men are disagreeing with where y'all coming from. It's just that we disagree on the part that y'all want to sit over here and act like most men are doing that. Not even half of the men are doing that, because more than half of us, especially black men, are childless. And I'm tired of regurgitating those stats. Go to blackdemographics.com. Census Bureau. Y'all can look this shit up yourself, ladies. For real. It's getting old. But speaking of the ladies, man, I'm gonna show you what they had to say on this as well. Because like I said, two things can be true at the same time. But let's quit trying to make the small percentage of people that do something and generalize it. Check this out.
Men be trapping women with babies to keep them on a leash. So apparently Deontay Kyle spoke about this on his podcast. Is this true? Yes. Are y'all girls stupid because you still falling for it? Yes. Both things can be true at once, right? It's 2025. This is a well-known thing that men do this. And the fact that y'all are still allowing this to happen is stupid. It's stupid. This is like the oldest trick in the book at this point. I didn't seen it happen with other women. I didn't had it happen to me with men and said stuff to me about us having cute kids. I would love to have a family with you. Blah, 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 blah. I don't care what you want. It's about what I want. And I'm not having no baby with no man that I don't think deserve to be no father. I'm not having no babies, period. Right? And since I'm in control of my own body, no kids will be had. Y'all know by now, I don't get no grace on this acting as if you don't have no control over whether or not you want a baby. If you truly don't want no child, a child wouldn't have been had. If you truly didn't want a child. See, a lot of y'all, you may have not wanted one, but you didn't not want one bad enough. See, when you don't want something bad enough, you'll make sure it don't happen. I knew I didn't want no kids. I made sure kids did not happen. Right? When you really don't want something, you really make sure it don't happen. And you're not going to let another person have control over your life. And that's what I did. I was never going to let another person come in and make a decision that would ultimately affect my life more than it would theirs. A man have a child with me, and guess who's gonna be more responsible for that child? Me, not him. He can leave me and move on with his life and forget he ever had a child with me, which a lot of the men y'all got kids with do. And y'all have seen that happen over and over again, and you still fall for the okie doke, right? But back to the point. You're not gonna stick me with no child, think you got me on no leash, think that I gotta be dealing with you for at least 18 years. Absolutely not. When I'm done with you, I'm done with you. Ain't no reason for you to ever have no communication with me. I never give you the ability to have a child as the reason as to why you got to still be in communication with me. Absolutely not. when we stop talking, pretend you never met me. Right? We ain't got no trace of you ever dating me. If somebody asks me about you, I don't even have to tell the truth that I ever knew you, right? Because there is no baby. But a lot of y'all, you allow these men to put a leash on you. It is your body. Stop picking and choosing when it's your body, your choice. It was your choice from the time you opened up your legs if the R word didn't happen. Right? So, yes, these men do be plotting on y'all. Yes, these men do be having an agenda. But it is your fault also for allowing him to fulfill said agenda. If you don't have no control over whether or not you want a baby. If you truly don't want no child, a child wouldn't have been had. If you truly didn't want a child. See, a lot of y'all, you may have not wanted one, but you did not want one bad enough. See, when you don't want something bad enough, you'll make sure it don't happen. I need that end part of her snippet. Y'all got to go back and check out my good sister Dana's video. And she's not lying. She's not lying. When you really don't want something bad enough, you're going to make sure it don't happen. I know for me personally, over 25 years ago, I made sure that I didn't have no more kids. And we still was getting our bumper grind on. I still made sure that we didn't have no accidental situations. You know why? Because that's when my understanding became clear that I was responsible for protecting my womb. And he was responsible for protecting himself. So he did what he had to do to protect himself, whether it was use condom, whatever the case may be. And I did whether I got on birth control. Y'all know where I'm going without me having to expose all my business. But at the same time, we did what we had to do, so we didn't have no more kids. It's really like that. But then in some instances where, say, the dudes might accidentally poke the hole in the condom or whatever the case may be, and you get yourself in that situation, depending on how much of a like that woman like that dude, a lot of women is gonna see beyond that whole part, because if you really really like him, because you're gonna either have plan B, you're gonna either already be on some form of birth control, you're gonna have something going for yourself to protect yourself from the situation, or you're gonna have the condoms and you're gonna make sure that he put the condom on and they ain't got no holes. You ain't gonna go for no story. Like, you gonna do whatever steps you need to do to make sure that you're protecting your womb. If you really really say that you really don't want no goddamn kids, it's 2025. There's too many different ways, and there's too much knowledge out here not to end up in no accidental situation. There's too much. There's too much. You can't say that you accidentally or he intentionally got me. Like, some unintentionally, like Deontay Cal was saying, where they be the ones that have the condoms and they poke the holes in it. It's situated like, yeah. And you got some of them might pay attention to the period calendar and do when y'all trying to have relations and go according to when you cycle and when you're ovulating and all that. Like, it's so many different ways of doing stuff. Like, if they tuned into your body, it's a good thing if you got a man that tuned into your body too. By the way, that means he's very pay attention to your whole body, and that's a good thing. That's a conversation for another day. But at the same time, yeah, when you don't want something, you gonna.
And you know what? Here's my solution to this. I'm like, if y'all really feel like majority of men should be held accountable for this shit, even though it's not the majority of doing it, how about y'all fight for men getting reproductive rights like y'all do? But see, y'all are not gonna do that because y'all been screaming my body, my choice for the longest. So let's cut the shit, please. And please let me know what you thought about this. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know what I'm uploading. Hit the like button because that's what the algorithm and helps you reach a broader audience. Also, look out for the travel vlog channel as well as the live show channel. Both links are in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.